The debate on whether or not video games cause violence is a very long-standing one, gaining recent popularity after a shooter at a school shooting was found to have a history of playing shooting games, in which case the argument appeared in court. But the question is there any merit behind this argument, or is it just another common misconception? Well, this argument is so controversial that even the APA is split on what the answer is. A study in 2010 showed that over 60% of teens play violent video games, but according to the Harvard, child crime rates have actually been lowering even as video game sales soar. The same study showed that 62% of parents say that violent video games do not affect how their child acts. The other 38% of parents did not necessarily say video games had a negative effect, meaning that a large number of players are not affected by violent video games. Basically, according to parents, over a third of players of violent video games do not have any negative repercussions after pausing the game. Building on this, one of the old chief editors for the New York Times, Philip Boffey, who focuses mainly on the effects of technology on society, has researched the topic and believes that while video games may have a small effect on players, in court, the argument only truly serves it as a distraction from finding the main motive. This is due to the fact that video games do not have a large enough effect to cancel out other, more common and powerful motives. Recently, the researchers at Oxford ran what is possibly the most definitive experiment done on this topic to date. They tested a large number of teenagers using the official ESRB and PEGI ratings for games. They then asked parents if the games had a noticeable effect on their child. This effectively prevents researcher bias, which may have played a large part in previous studies. After the experiment was concluded, the researchers came to the result that games did not correlate to real-world violence. That said, the researchers wanted to be clear that there was trash-talk and competitiveness among players while playing the game, as well as other behaviors that may not be considered socially acceptable. But these actions did not correlate to real-world behavior after stopping the game. It has thus been proven through research that violent video games do not cause real-world aggression.